Welcome to the Connected Leaders Academy virtual conference designed to reshape your vision of transformation. As we navigate the evolving business landscape, our speakers will unveil innovative strategies to manage and initiate change. Prepare to adapt, innovate, and lead, ensuring your role as a catalyst in this transformative era.
Hello, my name is Michael Humel. I am a freelance writer, speaker, podcaster, and my business is Wheels and Warriors Communications. My mission in life is to end the judgment and assumptions surrounding disability, and my business mission is to help disabled people help them feel seen, heard, felt, and understood. Inspiration is defined as the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something. I would actually change that to be just to do something, because to me, if you're not inspired to do action, it's like a firework that it becomes a dud. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't create anything. And for me, inspiration is a double-edged sword. It's good and bad, because it's good because it keeps me going and it makes me go farther in life. When I was born, it was 1978, and the doctor who examined me told my mother that I would never walk, talk, feed myself, dress myself, and I should probably be institutionalized. And they kept me, which is the basis of my inspiration and my gratitude. And I look at inspiration as I keep going because of what they did for me. And I don't like the word inspiration because I think it's been overused, and I don't think it is as much power as it used to. Like there's been many times when I've just been putting my chair in my car or rolling in a parking lot, and people have come up to me and told me I inspire them, or that I'm an inspiration, and I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I'm learning now to have it not anger me or upset me. I'm letting people have their time and come up to me, and so we can share a one-on-one, and they can tell me why I'm an inspiration, and that helps me to keep going. I don't like it, but I'm learning to deal with it, I guess. That's a good way to put it. And for me, there's three people who I have as inspirations with as far as disabilities go. There was Jim Abbott, who was a pitcher in the major leagues, and he only had one arm, and he was pitcher. So having a career and being able to do that inspired me very much, and it's something that I always look to. And I was lucky enough to, being a Yankee fan, I was lucky enough to see his no-hitter, and that is one of the things that changed me as a person. When I was very little, in the late 80s, there was an actress named Jerry Jewell, who was the first person that I ever saw who was disabled. She has cerebral palsy. And that gave me the inspiration to know that I could keep going. I could do this. There's something that I can do despite my disability. And she has been something that I've always looked to keep going and to do the next thing. She's an actress. She's She was the first person to appear in a television show on a regular basis. And I got to interview her actually earlier this year. And I got to tell her how inspiring she is to me and how she changed my life and how much she meant to me. And also, I'm a writer, and I write like fiction, blogs, things of that nature. And there's a man in the late 90s named Jean Dominique Bobby. He was French. And he was a writer, and he signed a contract to write a novel. And soon after he signed the contract, he had a stroke, and that caused him to have what was called locked in syndrome. And what that means is from head to toe, he was unable to move, unable to speak or do anything. The only thing he could do was he could blink one eye. And he had this assistant who came up with this idea, who she would type, he would blink his eye for the amount of times he wanted to go through the alphabet, and for whatever letter that he blinked on, that's what she typed. And he did that for the entire novel. So he basically wrote a novel, blinking his eye over 200,000 times. And that keeps me going, because if ever I have writer's block, I always think, if he can do that, I shouldn't complain. I should never complain. Just the idea that he can do that and keep going and never stop. And the novel was it was his memoir. It was a memoir about his life before and after his stroke and what happened to him. And sadly, he didn't get to see the inspiration that he gave others, because he died 2 days after his book came out. And it's just amazing to me that like, because of the story that I was told as a young kid, that I would never walk, talk, feed myself, dress myself, and I should be institutionalized. That has always been in my head for 40 plus years. Well, 40 years. And that has never been something that I could overcome. I'm getting close. But having people come up to me and say I'm an inspiration because I opened the door, because I did these simple things, it helps them, or they think it does, but doesn't help me. And the reason that bothers me is because I'm trying to change the way people think and educate them and let them know that we want to just be thought of as anybody else. We want to be treated like everyone else. And I think being different, a lot of people can't they can't help it, or they don't know how to interact with people who are different from themselves, or different people who are different with disabilities. And I get that. I understand that. That's why I do what I do. And one way that I know people who treat us differently and don't know how to deal with people who are different from themselves is doctors. I've been told that, oh, you can drive like normal people. And that isn't the way we want to be noticed. We want to be noticed as just people. And we don't want to be anybody's inspiration. I honestly believe that we should be our own inspiration. We should find something within ourselves that inspires us to keep going. And we should find something within ourselves that allows others to find something within themselves that'll keep them going. Because I think inspiration shouldn't be something that other people use to as seeing other people do things and thinking, okay, I can do that. That's okay. But I think people take it too far. I think people underestimate the word inspiration, because I think it's goes deeper than just rolling up a hill or getting out of bed and doing something or going to a grocery store. And I think the more people look at themselves and really think about what they can do, it'll help them to not only move their lives forward, but it'll prove to other people what can be done, so that it'll give them strength. Because I think my wife said to me one time, the reason that she gets inspired by me or other disabled people is because, in part, she sees what we do and she thinks of that as maybe something that she can't do, or she isn't, or like other people may not be strong enough to do, mentally or physically. So I think that is part of what makes me like the word inspiration and has made me warm up to the word inspiration, is because I'm hopefully helping other people. And it's important to always have that in the back of your mind, so that you can have an engine to continue on and to not stop. Because I think if you have these thoughts of, I hate it, I hate the word inspiration, I'm not inspiration, that I think will give you an out. It'll give you the thought of, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough to be that inspiration for other people. So I think having that in the back of your mind, or even in front of your mind, and just continuing on in your thoughts of being that strength, is, I think, an important aspect to always think about. And having people, like I said, like that you look to keep you going. And even able-bodied people that I've looked to. I mean, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr. Those people have inspired me also. It's like goes back to what I'm saying. Action inspires me, not thoughts, not words. When you want to create inspiration, I think words don't mean a thing. Thoughts don't mean a thing because you don't see those. They don't move the needle forward. They don't keep things. They don't keep the wheel spinning. And I think being your own inspiration is very important because I think when you have the mindset of someone who keeps going, it improves your strength mentally and physically, and it gives people around you strength. And I think that is what means the most, is just being that internal drive for everyone, including yourself. There's been many times when I've languished in procrastination, and having the stories of other people who have done what I want to do and seeing people act and succeed is what pushes me forward. It puts me in another place. It inspires me. That's what inspires me. The action of other people to accomplish their goals. And that makes me do what I want to do even harder and gives me the opportunity and the mental strength to keep going and not stop. And I think the more you sit with yourself and think about what you can do, what your goals are, what you want to do, and really think about what you can do, what you really know you can do, even though you think on the surface level that you can't. Deep inside, you know you can. I think that'll keep going. That will drive you forward. That will make you be stronger. And I don't think that anything can stop you except your own mindset and your own thoughts and the words you tell yourself. So I think it's important to every day tell yourself what you can do and never be cruel to yourself, because I think the more you're cruel to yourself, the more you hold yourself back. And that that doesn't help anyone. That only keeps you small. Like for most of my life, because of what I was told, I felt small, less than, insignificant, and as a result of that, I think inspiration was something that I could never get my head around. I could never embrace inspiration for myself or anybody else. I never really appreciated the word or the action of inspiration because of where I was stuck. And I think the nicer you are to yourself and the more you remind yourself of the things you've done, it'll propel you forward. Because everything, like from here, there's been so much that you've done, that you've gone through, that you've accomplished. And I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for keeping going. I think that it's important to keep going and to keep reminding yourself of the power that you have, the strength that you have, and always have a goal, always have a dream. I know it sounds like Martin Luther King, but always have a goal, always have something that drives you, always have someone that you love that pushes you forward. Always have someone in your head, in your heart, that shows you what you mean and what you can do. Because it's important to love yourself and know that you can keep going. All you need to do is just be your own inspiration. So I think that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So thank you very much for letting me talk to you today, and just look for the inspiration in yourself, in the people you love, and the people that are around you. It's important to be your own inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you for participating in today's enlightening session. As we transition to our next expert, remember that each strategy and insight is a step toward becoming a transformative leader in your field. Visit connectedleadersacademy.com to stay engaged and informed. The journey of change is ongoing. Let's move forward together.